YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Paul Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? This your first time tuning in. Go ahead. Hit the subscribe button. Hit notification bell every time I post up new content. Well, people, tasty beverage, as you can see. I saw this a couple of days ago. And again, you be scrolling. I saw it, right? Then I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then a friend called me up, and then she asked me, she said, "You hear about that shooting?" I'm like, "What shooting you talking about?" The stuff down there in Louisiana. I said, "Oh, so that's what that was." Right? So I went and I watched some of the news clippings, all that kind of stuff. So shout out to O'Shea. I can never say that man's name right. O'Shea Duke Jackson. Right? Just know I'm gonna let this run. And y'all already know the crazy uncle is I'm gonna be stopping this from time to time. So to give my thoughts on this. So let's go. We're gonna make this run.
There are 8 children that are deceased. I can't be strong for you. I think about the mother and what this family has.
Now, listen, y'all already know that I was gonna say something about this, right? That's just like, okay, enough with the crocodile tears, okay? But y'all just bear with me on this. Bear with me on this. Trust me.
Has lost.
On April 17th, 2022, in the city of Shreveport, Louisiana, a young man by the name of Shamar Elkins, who was a father of 8 kids, did something that was very terrible. He unalived 7 of his own children and 1 other child who was not his. Then he also shot 2 adult women, including the child's mother, both who are in critical condition. A 9th child was taken to the hospital after jumping from the roof of the home while escaping. Now, Mr. Shamar Elkins ended up carjacking an automobile and was chased into Bossier City by authorities and now people are giving their thoughts.
This is especially disturbing to me because he was posting these kids just like hours before this happened. Like everything was perfectly fine. Like it's terrifying. Now the headlines do say that he was an Army vet. I don't know the details behind that.
Now this is
okay, right there. That's what I was looking for, right there, y'all. At least this is the start of it, right here, right? To my understanding, I think he was in the National Guard. I want to say he was in the National Guard, but he was in there for a pretty good while, right? And me being a 21-year Army veteran, right? Let's just say that this right here is when the sparks are going to get ready to fly, right? So let's continue. Let's continue.
What the story gets interesting because people are now looking for a motive. This is a relatively young man, 31 years old, with 8 children, formerly in the military. But as she said, his Facebook told the entire story. And I had an opportunity to go back and look at a lot of his posts to see where I believed his mindset was closely or around the time of the murder. I want to go back to February 13th. Here's the post, about him enjoying what his kids were trying to make, kids being kids, just having fun. Okay. Then here is where things start getting interesting. He shared a post called Dads Matter Everywhere. Dads, if you could go back in time and have kids with a different woman, but still have the same kids, would you do it? He responds, hell yeah, I would.
Okay. Now, this right here, right? Whoever did this is stupid, right? And, I'm not going to sit up here and be like, because it's almost like, okay, you really got to read that because y'all know that, okay, you have a different, go back in time and have kids with a different woman, but still have the same kids. Y'all know that's not possible. Y'all know that's not possible, because, and I'm not gonna say that. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to call bullshit on this, because it could be just for the simple fact that he could have like just read it and said, okay, hey, it is what it is. Anybody in their right mind, in which again, this right here, as far as I'm concerned, that don't have nothing to do with what the hell he did April 17th. All right, let's go.
But then there was this March 8th post in which the post said, shout out to every man who is fixing his life alone. No rich relatives, no favors, no dad's money. Even through losses and disrespect, you'll go far in life.
Okay, so again, I'm looking at okay, I looked at the first. Okay, I'm calling bullshit on it. I'm looking at this one. I'm calling bullshit on this one. Ain't nothing wrong with this right here. For the most part, right? What man out there, regardless of position, regardless of ethnic background, notice I didn't say motherfucking race, right? Because we're all human beings, people. Y'all need to, so that shit right there, y'all kill that noise. Like no bullshit. So when I see something like this, I mean, because here it is, I'm 53 years old, right? It's just some things that you tend to want to do by yourself. You don't need no outside interference. And again, put like this. For those of y'all that know me, y'all already know where the fuck I'm going with this, right? That right there, I really wouldn't necessarily call this a cry for help. I really wouldn't. So let's continue.
He responds to this post, damn right. March 12th, he would write, understand to be misunderstood.
Okay, so that's almost the same thing where that you could say we can agree to disagree. Okay. For whatever reason, we know you jacked up, right? I mean, shit like this, again, look, you could be jacked up and never, ever in your life put on the uniform of a United States soldier, regardless of branch, right? So for me, I'm looking at all this. I'm like, you reach it. This what the fuck you doing right here? No. So let's go.
So we can see that something is definitely going wrong from March 8th till March 12th, where he is a little bit down and out. I mean, he feels like he's alone. He has no rich relatives. He has no favors. He's being misunderstood. All right. Then we go to Easter, April 5th. Happy Easter. Had a wonderful time at church for the first time with all my kids. What a blessed day. Okay. So either he went to church for the first time, or it's the first time he's went to church with all of his kids. So it seems like to me that he's looking for some level of religious intervention. It seems like he's trying to fight whatever battle that he's facing in his mentality, whatever the case it is.
Okay, again, I'm gonna go back. Let me explain. Let the crazy talker explain something to y'all right there. Okay. And for the most part, I know that what I'm about to say, I know I done said it, several times in previous shows, regardless of subject, So 9 times out of 10, okay, he got all his kids with him. Tell me what man would be happy for that. And the only reason why I'm asking this particular question is because listen, I didn't meet my actual dad until I was 19 years old. Due to stuff that me myself at the time I couldn't control until my actual younger brother, who was like 3 shades lighter than I am, right, came into the picture. And so everybody in the neighborhood, they're asking, well, hey, how come he lighter than you, blah, 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 blah. And then after a while, you can hear that so many times. Now you actually really got to start asking questions. So let's fast forward, right? I didn't graduate high school, right? I met my dad, whatever. And, come to find out I'm the baby of 4. So I'll never forget it. My sister graduated college. She graduated from Euler. That's for University of Arkansas at Little Rock, for those y'all that don't know. So, but another case, right? It was the first time, and it was this mind you, this was in the early 90s, right? So, but mind you, this is the first time that my dad had all 4 of his kids with him at one point, and so, yeah, he took pictures, but it wasn't no so-called, as what y'all call social media. I mean, like I keep telling y'all, social media has been around forever and a day, right? The internet just made shit faster. The internet, cable, live streaming, whatever the fuck it is that you actually really want to call it, it just made it faster, people. Social media's been around forever and a day, like I said. So another case, so you got to ask. So here's the $64,000 question. Tell me what man that wouldn't be happy that he got all of his kids together. Tell me what man that is not only a father, but also a grandfather, like I am, wouldn't be happy that he got all of his grandkids with him. Don't worry, I'll wait.
Seems like he's trying to pull it together, be a strong family man for his kids. That's what I'm reading here, right? Now then, here is the problem. The biggest issue here. April 19th, April 9th, 2026. Dear God, today I ask you to help me guard my mind and my emotions. When negativity arises, remind me to say, it does not belong to me in the name of Jesus. Help me to remember that there is power in your name and that every force not from you must flee. When depression tries to settle in, when anger rises, when anxiety or panic comes, give me the awareness to recognize what is not from you and the strength to reject it immediately in the name of Jesus. Fill me with your peace, your joy, your clarity, and teach me to replace every negative thought with your truth. Strengthen my mind so I can stand firm and not be overtaken by what I feel. I choose to walk in freedom, knowing I am covered, protected, and held by you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Now, okay, listen, people. That right there, that's nothing more than a regular prayer. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, look what the fuck I'm drinking right now. Right? Now, a lot of people, they may say, hey, look, this is a vice. This is dangerous. You don't need to be drinking that. But here's his thing, people. Romans 14th chapter. I want to say it's verse 14, I think. He said, hey, nothing is unclean of itself. Nothing. But if it's dirty to you, then guess what? It's dirty. Don't put that shit off on me. I enjoy drinking alcohol. It motherfucking relaxes me. Which again, when all this is done, I'm gonna tell you what the hell the crazy dog is trying to say here.
Okay. Then April 17th, not too long before this happened, LOL took my oldest on a one-on-one date, had to catch her down bad up. And we know what would happen after this date. So now I want to get to people who actually knew of him. And this is what they said.
You could see in his eyes, nothing behind the eyes, dead behind the eyes, no soul, NPC, non-player character. He didn't have one.
So apparently,
why is he reading the goddamn teleprompter? Okay, all right, let's go.
You look at this guy, he had no soul. Looked like he'd given up. And not only did this happen, after he was killed and the children were unalive, something happened that was also terrible.
Okay, listen up, Shreveport. Okay, the guy who took his kids' lives today, the 8 kids.
Now, this right here, I will most definitely say this is like rather fucked up. I mean, because he grown now. And then even if he wasn't grown, what you gonna burn down that lady's house for? Right? That don't make no type of sense. So for the motherfuckers, you ignorant bastards, right? That burn that lady's house down. Y'all need your ass. Let somebody come burn down your shit. See how you feel. Now, unless that woman got somewhere else, because it could be just for the simple fact, okay, hey, guess what? She ain't got nowhere else to go. Y'all burn that woman's house down for what? The stupidity of some people simply motherfucking amazes me.
It is very bad. It really is bad. And I know y'all may be hurt. But y'all done went and burnt his mama house. Okay, up from my understanding. Think about this. Are y'all hurting him? He's gone. The lady is innocent. Sometimes we have no control over what our children go out there to do. And she didn't deserve that. I pray and hope.
Exactly. You know, because here's the deal, right? I like to consider myself, I look at myself, right? You know, hey, guess what? Crazy Uncle turned out pretty good. I graduated high school, I did a year of college, and 21-year Army career, wrote a book about my career. I got 2 on the shelf right now. You know, I just need a publisher. But the thing about it, though, is this. When you're young, right, it's just a lot of stuff that you can't do because you're under mama and daddy's roof, right? You can't curse like a sailor, which why the fuck would you want to, right? You can't drink, like why the fuck would you want to? There's a lot of stuff that you actually can't do, but I'm old school. My mama told me plenty of times, hey, look, you don't like my rules? Get your ass out. Then you can do whatever the fuck you want. But I knew that I wasn't equipped to actually go out there to do that, right? At that particular age. You know, teenager, I'm still trying to go to school, trying to graduate high school, and then go to college, right? So there's a lot of shit that you leave at bay. And then, so when you get grown, when you finally get grown, right? Then, okay, 1 or 2 things gonna happen. You're gonna start drinking because, for one, whether it's peer pressure or not, once you partake in it, it's gonna make you feel good. Yeah, it may make you do some rather fucked up shit. But it's just for the simple fact, hey, I'm grown now. Now I have my own responsibilities. So if I want to drink to either wind down, right, or at least for the time that you're in an altered state or whatever. If indeed that's what the fuck you want to call it, right? That's what the fuck you can do. You can do that. You grown. You in your own house. You can do whatever the fuck you want. In a sense. So let's go. Now, not to say that you don't totally and completely do a brain dump of how your parents raised you. I always like to truly honestly believe that the base, the foundation of how your parents or parent raised you will always be there. Let's go.
Hope that the lady is not in that house. That is wrong, is no right in it. Like I say, I am praying for Shreveport because it shouldn't have happened. But y'all are not hurting him in no kind of way. Okay? Let the devil deal with his ass. You know, that lady could be in that house. Anything could be.
What the hell you think just happened? The devil just took his ass out 9 times out of 10. Let's go.
Going on. And y'all hurt innocent people. Like I say, some parents don't have nothing to do with some bad decisions that their children make. That was wrong. And I didn't want to, I didn't like to see that. I'm still praying for the family. I'm praying that, oh my God, if this is the mother, because from my understanding, it's 2 people, 2 women that's fighting for their lives. I wouldn't be no good even when I wake back up. Even if it is the mother and she got to wake back up and know about this news that this man did this to her children, I wouldn't be no good.
I don't want to go into all of the negative comments from what I see about everything. And again, his wife, Shaniqua Elkins, who is also in the military, you know, people are looking to support her. I hope she pulls through this. But I do want to be honest. Number one, this is a tragedy. This is a mass shooting. It is something that you do not expect. I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but if you were to hear this, you would never think that it would be a black person that would do this. You think of somebody else. Now,
that what he said right there, right? You know, for the most part, right? I used to think that same way too. You know, you got to be like, okay, well, black people, so-called black people, they don't go and shoot up a whole bunch of people, right? But then after a while, right? You know, I just said, well, shit. It's quite obvious he forgot about that. He forgot about the DC sniper, right? And then because like right off, for those y'all that are old enough, y'all remember the DC sniper. Did nobody know who the fuck he was until he got captured, and they were like, "Damn, one of the brothers knocking off folks." And so, at least for me, at that particular point of the junction, right? I was like, okay, you know what? It really don't matter your goddamn color or your ethnic background. It really don't matter, right? And to my understanding, he was in the army. Okay. So again, let's continue.
Somebody else from another community would carry out this sort of act, not a person that's black. But also, it's sick. It's unjustifiable, okay? There is no reason that anybody should do this. And what this will add to, unfortunately, is the stigma that black men are dangerous around women and children. And this comes with the whole situation with...
Oh, listen, put like this. Let me just say this right off. No disrespect to O'Shea Duke Jackson, right? But I'm looking at it from an older person, from an older man's point of view. If you actually really want to, okay, let's just say for shits and giggles that you take it that route, right? Okay, then you might need to, okay, well, explain the shit that my stepdad did. Explain the shit that most men do, whether they're in your family or not. This shit happens every goddamn day. So don't just sit up here and be like, oh shit. Now how they really gonna look at us? They looking at us fucked up. Okay? I get it. You in the moment. But come on now, dog. Let's
Justin Fairfax, just not too long ago, it happened with him on April 16th in DC. Virginia, actually, with his wife, and then what's happening here. This is going to be the narrative that, black men are dangerous, with women, you could throw in what happened to the other black woman, which is Ashley Janae. And now it's black women are not safe. And now the new narrative is black women.
And then, just like I said, I'm still pissed at what the fuck comedian Godfrey said. Well, at least it wasn't a black man. Motherfucker, somebody gone. This woman, for all intents purposes, she ain't here no more. Right? And like I said, go back and watch the show that I did on her. Right? Because I did 2 shows. I don't know what the fuck happened to the first one. But the one that's up on my channel right now is like, okay, hey, who the fuck is this woman? Who was she really? And who the fuck was this motherfucker? Because I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't know nothing about these two until that shit happened. Right? And then just like I said, what white man that whether he's self-made millionaire or it was that shit what Michelle Obama was talking about, that generational inheritance, right? If he would have brought her home to mom and dad, y'all already know what the fuck was gonna happen. I hate to say it, you would think that as time progressed, it shouldn't matter. You love who you love. But hey, it is what it is, people. So y'all can take that and y'all can run with that one. Let's go.
Women and black children are not safe. And we have to be mindful as black men that even though these things don't reflect a black male parenting or black male masculinity or the love that black men exhibit for their kids, people are going to use this to spin a narrative, okay? They're going to spin a narrative about all black men because I've already seen videos about it. Even when the young lady died.
For the most part, I could give a damn. I'm telling you something about the crazy law. Crazy law I can give a damn about what the fuck y'all say about me, right? My kids are grown and out the house, right? But it was just for the simple fact, I raised my kids, I raised my kids the best way I knew how. Right? Was I abusive from time to time? You goddamn right. You motherfucking right. But I look at it now, my son, right? Biologically, he don't belong to me, but I just look at it like this. I've been with him ever since he was 2. So guess what? He belonged to me, as far as I'm concerned. Right? But my son right now, licensed barber, licensed chef. So my son can cook hair. He can cut hair and fix you a hell of a plate to eat. But then here it is. He working at General Motors. Right? I'm pretty sure he, if he got his food truck, I'm pretty sure my son is doing damn well for himself because it's what the fuck that I did. One time he talking about joining army, I said, no, you ain't gonna do that. We ain't finna have two fucked up motherfuckers around. But like this, your mama don't need to be around two fucked up motherfuckers. Get your ass to school. You tell me what the fuck you want to do. I passed my motherfucking 9/11, educational benefits over to him. He took it. He graduated. Now he's a motherfucking success. I can truly honestly say, I can look at my son right today, and I'm like, you know what? God damn it, I did that right there. I did that. So I give, like I said, I give 3 shits and a lovely good goddamn. That's how you look at the crazy uncle. Let's go.
Tanzania, Joe McCann. I saw people spinning the narrative then, and black men had nothing to do with it. Then you see what happened with Justin Fairfax in Virginia and his wife.
I just want y'all to know, y'all saw that damn lie. Y'all know that's bullshit, right? Y'all know that's bullshit. Y'all know that's bullshit. You ain't finna walk with no goddamn lie. If anything, he gonna look at y'all and say, ooh, dinner. Right? They both of them would have died right there. If he ain't had nothing to eat. Come on now, y'all can't be that damn stupid. But then again, hey, y'all don't know.
Alive and his wife and then deleted himself. Then you look at this situation and it all happened back to back to back. So what happens is that the Black American male brand suffers a big hit. And this is what I want to tell black men who feel that they are alone. And this is important because there are times where I have, living out here in this complex society, what I would consider mental breakdowns or burnout or, or stress. Obviously, I never have thoughts like this, but it's not uncommon to have evil thoughts, self-harming thoughts for certain people.
Listen, let me, look, and for the most part, I could be wrong. I could be wrong about what the fuck I'm about to say right now, but my thing is, there's 2 different types of stress. Stress on yourself, right? Because of where you work, who you work for, is the pay any good, the whole line, right? So looking at that, right? Then you could be like, okay, well, damn, I'm fucked up. I'm mad. And you feel like that you ain't getting your fair share, your fair handshake, right? Then there's us that acts like really have put on a uniform, right? That's a different type of stress because for the most part, it ain't, listen, once you sign your name on the dotted line and you raise your right hand and you do that oath, right? It ain't about you no more. It ain't about you no more. Right? And so it's about your battle buddies in that circle. Can I get along with these motherfuckers? And then once you jail as a team, and you're like, okay, hey, guess what? We ready to do this. Now, just know this, that the whole goddamn country, if not the world, is on your motherfucking shoulders now. Right? I'm not gonna say that right now, but hey, let's go.
Harming others. This is not as uncommon as people want to think it is. A lot of people will never tell you what they actually think when they're going through mental health crises. But here's what you got to also understand. You got to get the help that you need. If he is in the military, which I'm pretty sure he was, you have the VA, okay? You have...
Okay, see, hold like this. I can truly honestly say, and once again, I'm not. I respect this. I respect this brother, but the thing about though is this: If you've ever been to the VA, you know how the motherfuckers do. Right? And I'm pretty sure that Mr. Jackson, I'm pretty sure you had some family members that have actually already put on that uniform. And they got to go to the VA, whatever. And, you know, for the most part, I'm just going to pretty much, for the most part, right, I'm just going to actually just come out and say it. I truly, honestly believe that the VA as a whole, especially whatever state that you're in, them motherfuckers don't give a damn. They don't. They really don't. They give you a whole bunch of pills. They say, take them. Right? And then they were like, okay, well, if you got any side effects, come back, and then we'll give you something else. You know, because because again, I'm gonna tell you right now, you know, I suffer from PTSD. Right? They gave me shit, you know, it was working, but then my dick didn't work. Right? And so I stopped taking that shit. Right? You know, and then they give me some other shit, and then they got where, okay, now not only that my dick don't work, now I can't go to sleep. which for the most part will piss you the fuck off. Your dick don't work no more. Now you can't go to sleep neither. Then you holler about doggone. Okay, we got the VA. Okay, what the fuck that mean? Each and every day, 22 veterans take their life. And so for the most part, right, you got to ask the question, why? Why is this? I'm going to tell you goddamn why. For as long, like this, 21 years, I've heard, suck it up and drive on, 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 suck it up and drive. I heard that shit for 21 years. Then once you out, you ain't got to hear that shit no more. But that's 21 years of motherfucking build up. And then when you finally be like, oh my God, I ain't got to listen to this shit no more. What the fuck you think is going to happen? You not going to go for help. Because of what the fuck has been told to you. Because I'm gonna tell you something, people. Look, the first marriage, it was doomed from the start, if you ask me. She'll tell you the exact same shit too. Right? But we stayed. We stayed together. I don't know, right to this day, I get it, but hey, it's like what the previous video I saw, some men would just settle. It be like, and then after a while, we like, okay, look, she gonna do whatever the fuck she gonna do. Right? But my whole deal is, once my career was over with, we got a divorce. Right? And so for the most part, right, I'm trying to like hurry up, get another job. And I did. But it wasn't like, but then Sergeant Harris hadn't left yet. Sergeant Harris still wanted to go home. But just know that Sergeant Harris couldn't cuss out civilians. Right? Not to say that's what the fuck Sergeant Harris did to his soldiers. My motherfucking soldiers love me, y'all. I'm just gonna put it out there. My soldiers, as well as fellow NCOs, they love them some motherfucking Sergeant Harris. I'm telling you right now, because of how the hell that I came at my soldiers, my peers, and even the higher leadership. 9 times out of 10, they be like, okay, so hey, what you think about this? Hey, this shit is fucked up. And they're like, why is fucked up? I'm like, really? Y'all really want me to give y'all the goddamn answer? And a lot of times I did. But I'm gonna tell you something. I almost took my life. There in Texas. I was working. I had already had this shit planned. I was like, tonight I'm gonna do it. Now a lot of people said, I don't know if he said this. I don't know if he said this in this particular video. But the thing about it is this: a lot of that shit is not planned. A lot of that shit is not planned. It could be like right there. Right? And so 9 times out of 10, whatever the hell that this young man was going through, it was right there. Because I'm gonna tell you something, this shit still happens to me right today. I could be good. I mean, great fact, I'm drinking. But I could be good. Motherfucker, look at me wrong or say the wrong thing. And you know, and if I catch it out of context, lock the door and hide the kids because it's time to wage war. I'm gonna blow up. I'm gonna cuss you out. I'm gonna make you feel like you got 4 legs and a motherfucking tail. And 9 times out of 10, that's probably what happened to him. And that's why I said all of that stuff earlier. You could be good 1 minute and there it is. So motherfuckers holler about who this shit was playing. No, the fuck it wasn't. But if you ain't never put on that goddamn uniform, you don't know. You will never know. Not to say that that makes you a fucked up person, but don't sit up here and act like you know what the fuck is going on. Then, like I said, 22 every goddamn day because of what the fuck has been drilled in our goddamn head. Suck it up and drive on. Suck it up and drive on. And then what, you ain't got to do that shit no more. Guess what the fuck happens? Guess what the fuck happens? Let's go.
Have things to you, you have to go out and seek help. And posting on social media about your negative thoughts and your bad thoughts, if you know you are experiencing this, you are a danger not only to yourself, you're a danger to other people, okay? Even if you are a danger to yourself, you got to get the help that you need.
Okay, all right, listen, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. You know, but it's just like what I said, right? Unless you have experienced it, unless you have put on a uniform, shut the fuck up and color. This shit is hard, people. I've been retired 8 years, and it's still motherfucking hard for me. I go to the gym, I be in there motherfucking 4 hours every day, damn near. Then I come home because I be so goddamn wired, right? Then I got to have the tasty beverage. I needed to go to sleep. Matter of fact, this shit here will put me to sleep a hell of a lot better than what the fuck that the goddamn VA give me. My wife, she'll tell you, I'm an asshole a lot of times. I will bitch about a spoon, a fork, a bowl, and it could be, especially after I didn't clean the kitchen up. And I done shut this son bitch down for the night. I wake up the next morning, I see a fork in the sink. Guess what? I'm finna wake up every motherfucking body in this goddamn house. Which one of you ignorant son of bitches came in here and fucked up my goddamn kitchen? Once I find out who, guess what? You finna get the goddamn business. I shut it, I cleaned it up, I shut it down. You come in here and fuck it up. Right? See how that went? See how that went? When it go like that, it's not playing, people. You done pissed me the fuck off now. So if I beat your ass or put a bullet in your head, yeah, it might be a little bit extreme, but there it is right there, people. There it is. Because like I say, anybody that know me, they know how I am. They know how I am. If I tell you I want to leave the house at goddamn 7 o'clock in the morning, guess what? 6:58, we already need to be in the goddamn car. I'm pulling out of the garage, closing the goddamn garage door. Because 7 o'clock is too goddamn late. I'm late, motherfucker. And there it is again. That'll piss me the fuck off. Is it enough to put a bullet in my head? No. Is it enough to put a bullet in anybody else's head? No. But it's just for the simple fact, right there. It was right there. And 9 times out of 10, he was good. He was good. Something was said or something was done that didn't adhere to his standards. I told my wife about this morning, right? I have no problem with you serving your country, but the thing about it is this: I truly, honestly believe that more screening has to be done before they decide to let a motherfucker in. Because the thing about it is this: especially depending on your job, you can see some shit that you ain't really supposed to see. How many of y'all have actually really seen a person burned alive? How many of y'all have actually really smelled burnt flesh? That shit fuck with you. And then you know, I'm second generation Army. My dad seen a hell of a lot worse. I seen some shit that I ain't supposed to see. So until I know, I mean, I get it. Y'all on the outside looking in. But if you don't know, then you don't know. And just say that. Just say that. Y'all piss me off with that shit. Y'all actually really think that y'all know what the fuck is going on. Don't know shit. Listen, a lot of you motherfuckers couldn't pull piss out of a boot if it give you the goddamn instructions. Hey, motherfucker, do this. Y'all wouldn't be able to do that. Yes, I'm pissed. Because right there, that's what happened to that guy. That's what happened here. Now, 9 times out of 10 now, put like this. The other shit I saw, okay, you know, he was going through a divorce. Custody battle. Knowing what type of job that he had at the time, knowing that he gonna have to come off that money for the child support, knowing 9 times out of 10, that, again, depending on whatever that was going on, however much money that he was making, right? She didn't have enough of his shit, which is understandable. This is what happens when you marry a motherfucker that's in the armed forces, regardless of branch. My first wife, she couldn't handle it, right? So this is what the fuck happens. We got divorced. Fortunately for me, we didn't have no kids, right? But shit happens, people. You know it's fucked up, but you stay. Because we as men, we settle. We're like, okay. I mean, but then after a while, you go in like, okay, you know what? Let's sit down and talk about this. Let's sit down and talk about this. Right? And then she the one filed for divorce. Okay, bye. You pay for it. Because because the thing about it like this, you asked me to marry your ass, and I did. So if you open it, goddamn it, you close it. I mean, but in our case, he gone. And so for the most part, if you actually stop and think about it for a minute, right? 8 kids. 8 kids are gone. 9 people are gone. Now, if y'all want to do that numerology, then hey, by all means, it's on y'all. Y'all do that, right? But I'm just here to tell you. And then what that one bitch said, he wasn't soulless. He had a soul. But it just for the simple fact that this is what happens when you raise your right hand. Okay, you raise your right hand. Yeah, you look. And see, this is another thing that may happen. But when I raise my hand the right time, the first time, I can do this. And then just know that this shit right now hurts. So I got to do this. All right? Even with this, now my left hand, I got nerve damage. Right? So I'm all kinds of fucked up. I'm fucked up mentally and I'm fucked up physically. And I fight every day, people. Sometimes it makes me cry. It really does. And I cry because I'm not trying to kill myself. I'm not trying to kill anybody in my family. But just sometimes, I hurt like beyond belief. It's nice that I can't sleep. It's nice that I hurt on top of not being able to sleep. And the gym is my only outlet. On top of this. So until y'all actually really understand what the fuck we go through, don't talk about us because you don't know us. I gives a fuck who you are. You didn't put on that uniform, shut the fuck up. You don't know shit. You don't know what the fuck we go through on a daily basis, especially once we get out. I'm done, y'all. So, hey, look. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your dad, tell your birthday, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa. Motherfucker next door across the street riding the corner, Paulus Harris, a.k.a. Crazy Uncle. I'm going to holler at y'all.